Welcome back to my channel Edify Learners. Today's session is for grade 10 students. We are going to discuss the latest district level SSLC preparatory examination question paper and subject is social science. So let's get into the question paper directly. The first part of the question paper will always be MCQs, which will be carried for 8 marks. So the first question that is asked here is founder of Pratna Samaj. Who is the founder of Pratna Samaj? Options are Dayananda Saraswati, Jyotiba Phule, Swami Vivekananda or Atmaram Panduranga. So the answer for this question is option D, Atmaram Panduranga. So you can find this answer in the unit name Social and Religious Movement, and in that they have clearly given that the Pratna Samaj was founded by Dr. Atmaram Panduranga in 1867 at Bombay with the aim of finding solutions to various problems faced by women and lower caste groups. Okay, so let's move on to the second question. First language based state formation in India. Okay, so they are asking you which is the first language based state formation in India. So the options are option A, Goa, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh or Maharashtra. So the right answer for this question is answer C, that is Andhra Pradesh. So the answer can be found in the unit name Post Independent India, wherein they discuss about the death of Potti Sriramulu, who died after 58 days of hunger strike, who was demanding for Vishalandra. The demand for language based state reorganization went up after the death of Potti Sriramulu, and as a result Andhra Pradesh was formed in the year 1953. Okay, so let's go on to the question number 3. Objective of the Stree Shakti program. So here they are asking you what is the objective of the Stree Shakti program, and the options are empowerment of rural women, to stop gender discrimination, women reservation or equality of women. So the answer for this question is option A, empowerment of rural women. So this reference you can find in the unit name The Problems of India and Solutions. Here they speak about the government of Karnataka. Government of Karnataka, they actually took the initiative of implementing the Stree Shakti program, in which they tried to help the groups of women. The groups of women were formed and they were fostered, and this became the means of social programs. So this particular statement gives us the idea behind the empowerment of rural women. So moving on to the question number 4. Narmada Bachao Andolan led by. Who is the person who led the Narmada Bachao Andolan? And the options that they have given are Shivram Karant, Medha Patkar, Kusuma Saurabha or Nanjunda Swami. So the answer for this question is option B, Medha Patkar. Now this answer you can find in the unit name Social Movements. So if you look at the statement in the social movement, wherein they speak about the people getting agitated against the dam under the leadership of Medha Patkar. So this movement has been going on for a long period. So in this particular statement, it gives you a clear picture that under the leadership of Medha Patkar, Narmada Bachao Andolan was carried on. Now moving on to the question number 5, invisible hunger means. So here they are trying to extract the meaning of the invisible hunger. So the options that they have given for these questions are nutrition, unemployment, malnutrition or balanced hunger. So the right option for this question is answer C, that is option C, malnutrition. So invisible hunger means malnutrition. So you can find the answer of this question in the unit name Social Problems. If you look at the statement, an individual needs requisite quantity of proteins, carbohydrates, fat, vitamins and salts, and if these requirements are not filled, it is called as invisible hunger. So this statement clearly tells us that that the individual needs certain quantity of proteins, carbohydrates, fat, vitamins and salt, and if these requirements are not fulfilled, then we call it as invisible hunger. Okay, so let's move on to the question number 6. Conventional rainfall in West Bengal during the summer season is, so they want you to name that conventional rainfall which is seen in West Bengal during the summer season. Okay, so the options are mango showers, andhis, coffee blossom or Kala Baisakhis. Okay, so these are the options that they have given, and the answer for this question is option D, Kala Baisakhis. And the reference for this particular question, you can see it in unit name India Climate. Now in this particular lesson, you find there is a statement wherein they speak about the different conventional rainfall, different types of conventional rainfall. So if you see this particular point, conventional rainfalls occurs locally in some parts of the country. It is known as andhis in Uttar Pradesh, Kala Baisakhis in West Bengal and mango showers in Kerala. So in this particular statement, they have given you the different names and the different locations of the India and how are they referred. So andhis, it is in Uttar Pradesh, Kala Baisakhis in West Bengal and mango showers in Kerala. So the option for this particular question is D, Kala Baisakhis. Okay. So let's move on to the next question, question number 7, which is objective of the Ashraya Yojana. So they're asking you, what is the objective of the Ashraya Yojana? So the statements that they have given here are, whether is it to provide the employment, or is it to provide the shelter, to provide midday meal, or is it to provide the education? So the question, we have to understand the question very carefully. They're asking you the objective of the Ashraya Yojana. So it's a Hindi word, Ashraya Yojana. And the answer for this statement is answer B, to provide shelter. So if you look at this particular word, Ashraya, Ashraya itself means to provide shelter. So for this reference, you can refer the unit name Rural Development, wherein they speak about housing programs like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Ambedkar Valmiki Housing Program, Ashraya Yojana, etc. are also implemented to provide shelter to the shelterless people. So this is one of the housing program taken by the Indian government to provide shelter to the shelterless people. Okay. So moving on to the question number 8. Consumer Protection Act came into force at. So they are asking you, when did the Consumer Protection Act came into force? So the options are 1976, 1986, 1996, or is it 2006? So the correct answer for this question is option B, 1986. And the reference for this question, you can refer the unit name Consumer Education and Protection. So there is a statement directly given, the Consumer Protection Act 1986 is a significant step in this direction. So they are asking you, they are speaking about the consumer protection, and there's a direct statement given in this unit. So you can refer this particular unit. Okay, so this is the first main of the paper 1. So this will be the end of the session. See you on the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye.